Good news or bad news, Chelsea? Which one do you want first?
Bad news.
Doesn't matter. I'm giving you the good news anyway.
Thanks for asking.
I want to share this with you.
Hey guys, it's 5:30 on Monday afternoon, and I'm just driving home. And we listen to your show every morning, my wife and I, as we're getting ready, and we love it. You know, when Chelsea had this thing go on with her, it kind of sparked something in the two of us. And since I've had a colonoscopy and my wife has had a mammogram, and all things came back good from my colonoscopy, and we just had a notification from the radiologist that, you know, there's this thing that needs further investigation with my wife. And while scary and eats at you a little bit, I'm just thankful that you guys talked about it, because maybe we wouldn't have done something, and maybe it could be worse than it is. So I know you guys have a lot of fun and I'm bringing down the room or whatever, but I don't know, just thanks. And I hope Chelsea's good. You guys just have a good day and keep doing what you're doing, because you really are helping people.
So when I say that's good news, I don't mean it's good news that his wife had some abnormality on a mammogram. However, obviously the point being that had you not talked about your trials and tribulations with your breast cancer, there's just another person who has, you know, given their testimony that what you talked about in your life, and, you know, you didn't have to, about your personal stuff, has hopefully helped other people get through potentially something they didn't even know about.
Right. Now I'm crying. Is this how you wanted to start out?
Well, I know Tuesday's your least favorite day of the week. I'm
Right.
trying to do things that make Tuesday seem a little less heavy for you. And I agree, it's a heavy topic, but it's a positive.
What about a little something over here? I talked about pooping in a box. Can I get a little credit?
You cannot
Yes.
get any credit for that.
Well, I hope everything works out, obviously, with your wife. But, you know, there are more and more of these hidden cancers, because when I was diagnosed, I just thought I was going in for a routine mammogram. I felt fine. I had no symptoms. And it's not always so easy to detect because you can't feel lumps. A lot of times, especially, you know, have you ever heard about dense breasts? Not to brag.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Over 40% of women have what's called dense breasts.
You don't need to tell me.
You don't know 40% of women's breasts.
You've never touched 40% of anybody's
I don't
breast.
know any percentage.
And so we have this idea in our minds that, oh, well, I'll feel some kind of way, or I'll feel something on my body. And it's not always the case. And so going in and catching these early, of course, you don't want any diagnosis, but it's a much, much easier treatment and a higher percentage of success.
To echo Chelsea, go get checked.
Yeah.
And you've had a follow-up recently, right?
I have, and we didn't talk about it because California was on fire, and it still is, and I didn't want to turn the attention on me, but I had my scans a couple weeks ago, and all clear. All clear. So I just keep taking my medicine. I'm going to go back for another one in a year, and 98% chance that it never comes back.
Now, for the important thing, thanks to listener Andy, who said, I've had this on my calendar for years, but have never actually reached out on the actual day. Today is the 21st anniversary of the day Becker went off the air. Wow. January 28th, 2004, but I know I don't need to tell you, Chelsea.
That's when it went off the air?
That's correct. 21 years ago. The TV show. Kids, there used to be a TV show called Becker.
Never saw it.
And Chelsea won't stop talking about it behind the scenes. So I appreciate those of you that somehow on your own calendars have the day that Becker went off the air. And if you're confused... And now Chelsea angrily explains why we associate her with the TV show Becker.
We were talking about a coffee shop that was going to be like the coffee shop where the people from Friends hung out. And so we were just spitballing other TV shows with iconic hangout places that could turn into restaurants. I mentioned Becker because Scott watched it and I knew they hung out at a diner. That's it. That is it.
That was Chelsea angrily explaining why we associate her with the TV show Becker.
And ever since then, she can't stop talking about it.
And I still don't love the explanation because honestly, I don't fully understand it. I feel like there ought to be a longer explanation that maybe we just put on social. Maybe we'll shoot a video today.
Okay. But I don't know how much more there is to say about that. That's how it happened.
There's a lot more to say.
Okay.
So, big day. Thank you to everyone who has shared your thoughts, good and bad.